Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to not Ace Attorney, but Adventure in the TARDIS. With me, Hershey, and Quill, the author.
We both had our Christmases recently. This video is being done on December 26th for me, towards the end. But he's actually coming out. He's actually come on a little earlier today.
I came from the future. I mean, yeah, there's a 9-hour gap between us and now. You can definitely say it's 26 for you. Because usually when I do the reading, it's almost midnight for you. But now it's not. And you can hear the a little bit annoyed because there's only one mode and they want the same one. I mean, there are two modes, but they don't care. They only want the same one.
Okay.
Don't argue about it. You might hear some little bit of growling. Because they are fighting over right now. But yeah, I hope everyone has a very great Christmas. Because it's over for everyone. For all I know. Yeah, I saw the mic peeking a little bit from the yep. That's hidden. But we are here to read the Nexus of Destiny Part 2. Not really a Part 2, but another Nexus of Destiny. If we think about that. There are multiple Nexuses. Do you say Nexuses or Nexi? Good question, right? Which one the Nexuses?
Yeah, I think so.
But we have been in almost at the end of the universe. I mean, we don't know where we are. Only the Time Lords know where they are. They are in a cosmic meteor floating through the air and time and space. The original TARDIS.
Yeah, the Doctor landed them on the Rainbow Crystal Comet, but from there, it's able to warp itself to any unpredictable location.
Yeah.
Time.
But yeah, let's see where it goes. Knock knock! And the Doctor actually announces himself in Dr. Kelly's room. Here comes the Doctor. Mimi, also her office in her room, is sitting in her right force field, like a floating chair, attended by two holographic windows. Floating in three-dimensional space. Despite that, no, she isn't paying attention to any of them. Instead, she is floating a fire crystal between her rooms and appears in deep meditation until the Doctor announces himself. Oh, so like sometimes I do that I have most of my monitors on, but I am watching my mobile phone.
Okay.
This is what she's doing. He hopes he isn't interrupting. What? Looking around in the crystal? Oh yeah, we forgot. Crystal wedding. Sometimes I need concentration.
Something you just said reminded me something that my brother said about his recent visit with his son in Japan. Like he was sitting right next to his wife or his son in a bus. That was so quiet that my brother didn't dare talk aloud. Instead, he texted his wife sitting directly beside him.
Yeah, that usually happens. He hopes that interrupting anything too important. Greetings, Doctor. It's Dr. Kelly. As she opens her eyes and suddenly has the fire gem thrown back to her left coat pocket. Also, did you see the picture I sent you? No. Yesterday, I think?
Well, actually, then yes.
It was funny that in the game they were literally having a green crystal being positive emotional charge to use against a dark embodiment of evil. Sounds similar. Literally, the only difference is that it is not in multiple and the crystal is green. Immediately thought of this story. Not this one, the other. I mean, this as well. The same story, continuing. He spends a moment in the floating chair to view the doctor initially off to her left side, until she turns it off to face him directly. She leans to her left a bit as she plies the elbow of her right foreleg on her arm of her right sphere, then uses her hoof to over her head when it rests on her hoof. So literally the
Yep.
There's one thing missing, not the back leg going off. But I immediately imagined that with that. That's the Ruby crystal with the knowledge of that I know, I think. Some of the doctor's admitting yes, based on what he had observed. It is, indeed. No, it's fireball. That's carry accurate, while viewing the doctor through some of her many transparent holographic windows that surround her like a tunnel. I believe I must attribute myself to it as well. She warned me that it can be quite a challenge considering her turbulent history, and I see what she means. Since I am a magi though, and have been doing this kind of things for centuries, I did not have too much trouble with it. And someone wasn't here, so obviously. She overestimated herself. To a Polish standard, yes, it might be hard. But we are talking about time lords and magi and a unicorn who can fly and an airport as well. They won't have trouble with this thing. Wow, that's interesting. But I remarked that if I stone, I haven't totally seen others rely on crystals for excellent knowledge. Of those who did such things, they often happened to some degree. Our magic tongue is similar to it, I guess, but can't figure. Anyway, if you want to attain attunement with crystals, that's our thing. Let's again, as he said. And now that you've succeeded, I know Kung Fu! Where have I heard that before? I mean, there's a lot of them, but the one comes to mind in Kung Fu Panda immediately. If you can finish his statement, at least to the degree that I alluded. I will work on it in attempt to let it to me. I have imagined that she doesn't and vice versa. Yeah, martial arts is a thing that you can learn the form, you can learn the basics, and you can change it to your own feeling. You can make new kind of martial arts from it. That's how all of the martial arts were made. They don't started with nothing.
Right. Once you learn the basics, it's like having the brush tool and the canvas that's blank.
Yeah. They incorporate a lot of kicks into her style because she doesn't need her legs as much as her former legs. She has her wings. She has wings. She uses that in her style too. For example, calling mini tornadoes to deflect our fire against her. I don't remember using tornadoes is part of Kung Fu, but sure. That's more like hero.
Daring actually did something like that in the show, but it wasn't the wings she used, it was her tail.
Yeah, I would not say that's part of the Kung Fu, but yeah, it's part of the martial art that she made up. That's never the reason. Other people said that stuff for the basics of maritime martial arts. No, I would say not. Causing mini-tornadoes is... I wouldn't say it's easy. I would say it's actually advanced. You can cause wind pressure, but making tornadoes with just your wings needs a lot of control. With the kind of figures. But I'm only guessing. To lean forward and crack her hooves together under her chin to pump it up. I find her first aid training interesting too. The medical knowledge that I have is way ahead of hers, and your head is high above hers as well, and your ego as well. I've been practicing for centuries after all, and this is my primary profession. It is worth noting though that the knowledge and experience that I have relies upon knowledge, but and technology way ahead of her time. I was about to say that you need your technology to use your kind of knowledge.
Right.
If you are outside in the wilderness and you don't have your drones for some reason, then you can't do any operations. And in our own timeline, there are still some medicinal practices that are matter as they have been doing originally, like Chinese medicinal herbs. Sometimes are more useful than taking hundreds of pills. But on the other way around, technology is good as well. She couldn't get past anyway. On the other hoof, the knowledge that she had relied on something that never existed in my world. Why would my tribe try to train me to use herbs for healing, but they don't exist in the holographic world? I mean, that is your fault. Why don't they exist? Because you don't have one leaf sent to learn other planets and leave, right? As well, we have other medical equipment that can certainly do for such things, and do it way more precisely. And also, you are living in a sterile environment. It is very different than living on Earth, or how do you say this planet? Or any other planet.
they generally would not need the herbs.
Yeah.
Unless they ever leave that world. And then they would have a problem. Because their immune system is trained with nothing because it was never challenged in their world.
Yeah, and they don't even meet with other opponents most of the time. They just meet their holographic projection.
Yeah, do you remember that Officer Hogley made such a big deal of that?
Yeah.
Where anyone who's coming into the world has to go through med scan first to make sure they're clean. Because the native population has a big problem with that. Their immune system is not worth really squat, so they really got to be careful there.
I mean, that's what happened to the explorers. They came to America, and then most of them died, and most of the native people died because they brought more illness with them, and they were not trained.
Right. Yeah. So the Magi was educated enough to be aware there was a problem, and a bonus, if they do detect a problem, they go ahead and fix it, unless you just want to turn around and leave.
Yeah.
That actually helped Vision at the time too. She really was sick back then.
I mean, that's actually another machine, son. But I can't around her. But to do it, it's not the full capabilities of my training. It's not access to technology, not easily procured of my home world. I mean, you are lucky that you are in the TARDIS. And now, the only way I can do it is to use more simple tools utilizing my road, or my expert, or use this place to save a time within the full equipment facility. But the drawback is, I can only do that in this place. I mean, how is that different from other worlds? In your own world, you have to have your own full equipped place as well. The patient didn't need to go there as well. There's no difference.
Later chapters, I found out the words "home world" should have been one word. So yeah, I just went and made that.
I mean, both make sense. Home world and home world is the same. It's both are fine, in my opinion. The patient would have to be there about here, assuming it is safe to do so. Objection! You are in the TARDIS. The TARDIS can be delivered to the patient as well. This is not like your place. Your room can move with you. But it is a problem, because not everyone will be let inside the TARDIS. It is a security problem, let's just say it like that.
Basically, her point is her medical knowledge and technology and spells is very precise, very strong, but somewhat situational, as it does rely on resources that's not always available anywhere.
I mean, just like any kind of medical knowledge.
Right.
I mean, no matter if you know the herbs, if there are no herbs in that area.
Yeah, that's something else about that. The science would be specific to world. Maybe they don't exist in some worlds.
There is a pros and cons to every strategy. It was said below. Every era and every world each had to devise their own strategy based on the knowledge and resources that they have available. Medical science, like anything else, has to adapt conditions of the surroundings. Provided as it goes on to say. And I, for one thing, this is a good thing. Relying too heavily on what strategy for all eternity stagnates our potential. I think it's a good thing to lead that push. This has it nice to be the mother of invention. Yeah, true. Sometimes not really, but because there are always inventor minds who invent things without necessity. Right, that's exactly great. He had to look back at the doctor while he was in the middle of his speech to her. I agree. I think that it is fantastic that I am telling in conjunction with my own, because it allows me to be more adaptable. The kind of thing she does feels like a key police agent to me. Oof. So primitive, yet also too effective to enter this maze. It is also nice to know that I can use intelligence to now, just in case I have access to nothing else someday. And that can happen. But while training, I made to be more prepared. I mean, the more keep and or keep for these energy is gamma 6 cases, and see, it doesn't hurt anymore. Because you are dead. Unconscious.
I know it sounds arrogant, but you understand her perspective, right?
Yeah. The secretary leans back in her seat and rests her forehead in the arms of her chair. As she changes the subject by announcing, do they call it in the arms of her chair?
Well, sure, it's outside of clothes.
I mean, would they call it arms?
Maybe not.
Would they call it four legs instead? Just kidding, by the way.
Well, when we say that, the legs of the chair, what would you be thinking of?
You know what? I have the perfect name for it. Hoof rest. They have hoof rest on the chair.
Coming back to my question, though, what do you tend to think of when I say the legs of the chair?
I mean, obviously the legs, but there are no legs on her chair. It's floating.
Right.
Or maybe they are there, but they are pulled back in for a window. As his mission's reaction to the rainbow crystal command, which is also known as the mother crystal, it is a source of consciousness for all of societies. He announced when the combat was going to shift. He even gave a countdown. Yeah, Dr. Gate. I think that too. In fact, I'm excited with you. She is the primary reason I moved towards this combat in the first place. I want to test how correctly she could react with it. If the best case scenario happened, she would be able to form a link with it that is so strong that she could become dark reality member in an alright. Maybe she already is. The quantum potential of the mother crystal is just that high. Also linking with it brings so much risk as well. The electronics of
the kinds of energy that's in crystals like that is what almost killed Rose Tyler. But she was a reality bender for that brief moment, and she was able to see across time and space. Had that continued, though, it would have killed her.
I mean, that's why she had to leave. As well.
No. It was the Ninth Doctor took that energy into himself to spare her from it killing her, and instead it killed him. But he was able to regenerate, and she couldn't.
I mean, probably no. She might have been able to as a reality wonder. We just didn't try.
it was actually the case. That was the reason that the words "bad wolf" was written all over her reality.
But Rosie did leave in the end, right? Or was it the other one? Rosie did have to leave.
Eventually, yes. But it
yeah.
was for a different reason. She didn't die. She just got stranded in another reality.
I mean, I assume this is part of it why as well.
It's kind of happened to the Doctor now in a very drastically different reality.
Yeah. The sun yourself to his right side, as he admits. As a matter of fact, I have observed something like this before. Are we talking about her?
Yeah, he's about to talk about what we just talked about.
I mean, we have a flashback before the flashback. The next shift back to Dr. Kelly, by continuing to face off to his right side. Another former companion of mine in the past named Rose Tyler was having a connection with the heart of the TARDIS. And that important where Rose is sitting.
She actually deals with roses there.
Yeah? Because of that, her daughter just merged with it. Well, when that happened, Rose became suddenly aware of everything that the heart knew. And that included the knowledge of how to be reality as she deserved. He faced it thoughtfully. In fact, that is why the name Bad Wolf followed around Rose so much. During some of our previous adventures together. It is because during brief moments she was sharing the full essence of the heart inside of her, she moved its name into the past, so that her past self would encounter it. It was a message to herself, like a message in the bottom.
There's some that think
sounds like something that the Dr. Kelly did.
There was even some that thought that when Pinky got Discord's powers, she may have affected reality too in the past. Which was why she had some reality fourth wall breaking abilities.
I mean, she always had that.
As if that moment stretched across time forwards and backwards.
But yeah, once again, it sounds like what Dr. Kelly did. But this is more direct. She knew about, oh wait, maybe I told myself. I left clues to myself. That's why she left.
Yeah, the clues that she's going to meet the Doctor someday?
Yes.
So you think maybe an ascension like this may happen to Dr. Kelly someday, which will cause those clues to be spread in history?
The fact is that she is coming here, she is using the TARDIS to leave the clues.
Right, okay.
So it's more of a, I know that I'm gonna do it kind of thing.
Yeah, until then it's a note to self.
Rose didn't know that she's gonna do it. Fascinating. The Kelly remarks in a fascinating tone. But I think that something went wrong. If not, you should have easily been able to solve all the problems of your previous adventures. I mean, we have talked about that the crystal is actually how do you say it? A fixed place in time, even though it moves. It's a I know it's an objection to itself, but it is fixed, but also moves in time without being fixed. So I think that changing anything with it is a fixed time, probably. You cannot change it anymore. Because even if you go back there, you will not go back there at the same place and time. We literally said that in the last chapter, that you can go to the same place, even if you want to. That's a lot, not family, as he said. That's a good reason that not even the Time Lord do that. There's a reason we create intense force field around each heart of the TARDIS. It is because if we let it tell the full intent of the heart, it is so strong. But it's quickly burned out because we don't initially vibrate fast enough to safety channel such overwhelming energy like consciousness. It's almost killed her short after she did that. And it did kill one of my regeneration cycles. To save her, I redirected that energy into my body before throwing it back into the console. By then though, the damage had been done. I mean, once again, you don't know. She was dying, yes. But what if she got used to the vibration? Because there is one thing that humans do best, and that is adapting. Or, I mean, yes, they do adapt the best, but usually, sadly, we are not adapting to the environment. We adapt the environment to us. And that is a problem.
You can say this. You can make a similar argument for the Time Lords, and it still killed him.
Yeah. I see. You can march with understanding. And when you say you elect the fortune around the heart of the TARDIS, I think you did something similar when meditating the command itself. You know that there was many reasons why that command would be instantaneously linked to a kind. The energy level of that place is just too high. Yeah. That's or not, as he confirms. Correct. I think the situation was kind of reversed. The energy that exists around the heart of the TARDIS would kill any of us that we stand to. There's no sense. Note. If it isn't for the powerful force field we use to engage its sense. In this case, however, instead of using the ship's shield to keep something contained, I use an energy to keep something out. In effect, I get a look but don't touch kind of scenario here. But we are not in understanding, as she said. Right, our mission has a different way to connect with this spirit. She's saying empathy. Yeah, and wait, didn't you say that you are going to a very safe place where nothing can happen, and then you pull her here where linking to the crystal might kill her? Because yes, physical contact is bad, but she's technically connecting to it in either way, which can be such as dangerous as physical contact as well.
It was already established that Vision can read the moods of people, creatures, objects, and rooms. Well, what kind of energy would a place like that project? It'd be like a pulsar star. Extremely intense. But she was still able to handle it.
Yeah, but still, it was more like a question. Does she survive? Maybe? It was more like a test. And that is a very dangerous test, Doctor. I mean, if she can handle this, then she can handle anything.
No, not true. That was an intense situation she was able to handle, but it doesn't mean she could just stop a bullet. That's a different kind of danger.
Anything psychic.
Right.
Like the Dark Star.
I don't think that's really comparing apples to apples in that case. That thing is projecting energy too, but a very different kind. That kind of energy is trying to be hostile.
You are right. If someone can eat a sweet apple, probably cannot eat still a rotten apple.
Yeah.
They can, but they would still feel bad.
He was able to handle it, though. An older version of Vision was there to help those adventures in that particular adventure against the Dark Star.
Yeah. That's understand with a sigh, then admit. First to be told, I was somewhat concerned that being close to Monarchy Star would seal our rampart. To Mega Cali. Maybe you could look at her. If it comes to that, I plan to erase her mind of the incident. I usually had this thing. I had this thing which opens up and flashes in her eye. I mean, kind of what it does, right? The size 2 level as well.
Yeah. Different methods, same results.
I can even tell that energy out of her body, too, but it's like, well, like it would have killed me again. In this case, though, I found identifiable evidence that she could have done it at least based on what I have seen, and that's from us to finish herself. You met her too? She had a surprise. Not directly, but kind of. Dr. Antoine. I met her through a letter she wrote to me, and I also got a tiny impression of her. She told me that you are the only one who can save us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. She told me that the question that was printed, and born from a crystal like the heart of the TARDIS. When she told me that, it made me suspect that she might be uniquely. Yeah.
You pronounced it right.
And yeah, I never told it with them down, like, I know it's unique. I never did not see with her uniquely. If we find to handle more of this powerful attack than anyone else I have ever encountered. I said in the morning test that day by bringing her to the source of all of the hearts of the TARDIS. This was a calculated and educated risk on my part, but I had to know, I need to know how much I could trust her future self. I think you mean that your capability is of her motive. You can check. Correct, but to confirm with another one. I have some serious plans in the works. Greater than pretty much anything I had ever done in the future version of Vision. Could potentially be major power player in this grand design. I mean, yeah, you tried doing that in other timelines, but you failed. Stopping the time war.
Yeah.
I know that it was over the plans. The other one is stopping the Dark Star. But this is a smaller version of the whole thing. You don't mean the future version of her, that is, that the Heart of Excellence agreed with my goal, but I'd like the resources to go into fruition, if she does personally intervene. If she's right, then everything she ever does throughout her life is considered towards the success of my overall goal. Same the Time War. It is a daunting to think that the Heart of Excellence has had to go to this far to ensure success. But here we have it. Yeah, me having personal about that I cannot die is not enough. and me having power that I move through time and change anything I want to. Instead of I had to have a spoiler with me. If the consciousness of each heart of the TARDIS is really that powerful, shouldn't they just wave their magic hooves and the vitality to fulfill that wish? With the characters. Yes, they can, but they won't change your timeline. That timeline already exists when the time war doesn't exist. Didn't happen. But to move every timeline to that timeline is a different thing. For what I'm still on the verge that the butterfly theory is correct. There are multiple timelines, multiple universes next to each other. Where it happened, where it didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I think that when Twilight changed the past, when we had the full time episode, she didn't tell it about 2 times. She just switched timelines. That's why she had to learn everything. That she learned.
You might be able to make the same argument about some wish spells that make drastic changes to reality, where all it really does is take certain people that want the wish and drag them to another reality where the conditions of their wish was always true.
Yeah. So, if you go back time and save everyone, you didn't save anyone at all.
You just made yourself disappear. And then reappear in another reality where, guess what? You saved everyone.
Oh, the question is, what happens to the other one who was in this timeline? Did you override their memory? Or did you swap places with them? You will never know.
Think about Kyle Reese and his objective in the first Terminator movie, where he came back in time to try to save another character, Sarah Connor, from another force that came back to specifically kill her in order to change reality. And then, yeah, he protects her. But if he stayed alive, in order to hold that reality, he would have to stay there with her and follow her all the way up to the future, where finally he sees a different result. Instead of going back to his native time, he probably would just go back to the same reality, right? But if you stay in the past, after you made a change, you're going to see the new reality unfold gradually.
No, when he changed the past, he's already in the new reality. Already in the fixed timeline.
Now, the twisted thing about that example is there was actually a self-determination in the way that story was written. The fact that Kyle Reese came back to travel into the past is exactly what causes reality. Same thing with the Terminator. When it was destroyed in the past, the parts that was discovered helped another company create Skynet.
Yeah? Maybe? That doesn't matter. But the fact that they are not doing it, so that either they can do it, or if forced to do it, do so. Because some other consequences would follow that action. What we have instead seems to be the best compromise that the system can offer. Instead of doing everything for us, a splintered version of them, and more it down to closer to our level.
Yeah, can you read that sentence again if it might be a little more clear? Instead of doing everything for us, a splintered off version of them, and that might be the problem there, and brought it down to
that's why I was need what? I made a version of them that did something.
Feels weird to want to reread it, but I'm not actually sure know how to fix it either.
Oh, maybe it's like Instead of doing everything for us, they sent a spin-down of version of them and moved it closer to our level. Probably something like that. Hey, choice. Is there a need some universal law protecting them for interfering with our lives too heavily? It would make sense, wouldn't it? Saying there is such a law. What would our relative be like without it? Powerful and omnipotent, and demanding and entities constantly interfering with our lives, and doing whatever the heck they want. Why tell us to do anything? Why even bother attempting to learn anything? No matter what we try or don't try to do, it is irrelevant. We will need other overwhelming entities to do everything for us and to us. Instead of that, I think that the grand council of such beings who exist specifically to prevent other such beings, which is prevented from interfering with our lives too much. Some might slip through the cracks here and there, not these guardians aren't perfect either, but our situation would have been a whole lot worse if they weren't there protecting us. I agree, that would make sense not to send them alone. There are a lot of crazy things and messes out there, but it would have been significantly worse if there were beings like that running work all the time. But the guy experienced what I asked the doctor as she asked him. In that case, if that is your opinion, what is the new hope would be accomplished by bringing vision to the mother crystal? It was a test, for one thing, the doctor answered. I wanted to see how well she could handle it. I can hear Lyra listening in from outside the door.
Could be. She did that before.
I still wanted to see what else it might accomplish. Maybe it would secure some later knowledge or ability. While I do agree that gaining totally demanding powers was far-fetched, I don't think it was entirely off the table in this case, considering the origin and capabilities of the Rainbow Crystal Command. Because of that, though, maybe she would have gained some useful knowledge from the crystal. Doctor shake his head before he goes on to say, if it wasn't meant to happen, I figured something would come along to stop me. She was born to the TARDIS, the will of the TARDIS. In my plan to deliver her here would have killed her, I think the TARDIS would have diverted our course elsewhere. I wasn't even counting on that. I mean, would you count on that the vision is actually count that the mother crystal that would kill the mother crystal and the TARDIS wants to kill the mother crystal, become the only TARDIS in the universe? You would never know! That was another layer of my test. Would the TARDIS allow me to deliver her and the rest of us by extension to its mother? Once again, I could bring up Sephiroth and mother. If the answer is yes, I figured it was meant to happen and might even be a continual event to cause some later success with our plans. I mean, the material does not come from her. If the answer was no, then I would let the plan what it did too dangerous, and I should therefore never attempt that again. At least not with her. And I would know that the future version of her was lying, right? The doctor looks straight up as he muses along. Isn't it interesting? I think that I read about you all, who was one of the top secrets of my former society. And one of the key reasons why I did this was to see if I needed to do so, save the Time Lord in this dimension. It all comes full circle. He looked back at her. The rainbow crystal combat really is the next point between all of reality. It must have been in the spark that started all of reality in the first place. Coming here was more symbolic. It might have been of vital importance. I mean, from all we know, you could go to any timeline from the rainbow crystal combat. If it really is the next of all timelines and reality. Maybe you actually need to change timelines by coming here to a different timeline where you can stop the time war.
Yeah, maybe. And he's kind of counting on that.
But once again, you are only something for yourself. And it is literally a fixed timeline that you do so.
Well, yeah. The doctor was just doing a bunch of tests here.
Yeah.
Which I think is very well in character for him. He makes a scientific approach to understanding his reality.
The guy makes a point, and the doctor actually said, you cross two dimensions to get here, too, right? In fact, according to you, you did it twice. But by crossing over into the pure universe, and then crossing again into another universe, the police don't have progress above their cutie box. He settled back into a scene. Ah! So that's it. Vicky is actually from another timeline. Where she has progress in her hair. That's why she knows the script. I don't think it's a coincidence that all of that happened to you, and you just about to us to the actual point between all potential realities. If you think about it, there's a true line of reasoning. Yeah. This may be how one event goes in another, even if the results of our current action are in the past. Time is a rigorous enemy for time travelers, the remarked. As for the crystals, I think you see a larger picture enemy. To them, all of time is happening right now, in front of them. Indeed. Sorry, I need something to drink, even if it's just cola.
Sure. Do you have some ice in that cup still?
No.
Okay.
I never had ice in
that. Is the soda at least cold, or at least it was?
It's semi-cold.
Okay.
But I don't really like too cold either, so. I mean, you see, it is cold here, so.
Right.
I would say it is room temperature, but the room temperature is low at the moment.
That makes sense, yeah.
And that is one thing that messed up my soul, that my saliva is not being produced as it was usually, so I need to hydrate a lot more.
Okay.
That's quite possible. That's kind of good. That doesn't seem to be the evidence I have gathered so far. I think that's a number. And this gives us perspective. I heard about such philosophies from other cultures before. In most perspective is life gets wide enough, maybe something like that is always the case. Dr. Siles accelerated the exit of her room, as she said. Do you know that there's a mid-game pony looking at the door? Based on what I have gathered so far, one thing is for sure. There is a very significant destiny in this journey, and I need to do whatever I can to help her along. I mean, yeah, you do have to defeat a Puppet Master, and you do have to defeat a Dark Star.
Yep.
To look back at her. To that end, we need to work on helping her elevate some of the critical handicaps. I mean, she has none. She has two pickups. I'm ahead of you on that one. You from Dr. Kelly. She's one of the reasons I requested Nine to share her skills with us. I promised her that I would pass them along, so that is what I'm going to do. We already know about the maker of the light in the system. We are making a small maintenance of her head, so leave it to little to help her natural constitution with a proper diet and existence. They will get to amplify any kind of effort made towards the end, but that said, there has to be effort in the first place. I mean, yeah, that's why they do say when you try to lose weight, you have to do it to lose some weight. Not eating is not the solution. It's part of it, but you can lift the roof effortlessly. And then it's not Kung Fu. That's to amuse your friends here. That can go a long way to save one money, mind, and spirit. In this case, I strongly suspect she will need to exercise them all. Now, the question is, does the crystal only teach the techniques of Kung Fu, or the principles of Kung Fu as well?
Well, it depends what was imprinted into it, but it was established that Daring definitely wanted to avoid imprinting personal memories into the crystal.
Yeah, that's so why, that's why I'm thinking, I'm questioning it.
Yeah, going by that strategy, it's like you would know the techniques, but you would not know the trainer that Daring Do was training under to learn those techniques in the first place.
Yeah, so we don't want this crystal to be lost in some pony mad moves.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a firewall in there, but if they are strong enough, they can go through it.
Well, it's certainly one of the safeguards that the crystal might have. Those with evil hooves might have a difficult time mastering her energetic aura. And if they do still anyway, it might train them to be good, because they're constantly attuned to an influence that cannot change. So only the user can change. I guess that's not entirely true. I imagine someone like King Sombra would know how to corrupt those crystals. Probably by adding extra information to it.
I am curious though. What was the name of the dark being in the last chapters?
The last chapters of what?
The dark being that he defeated. kind of defeated. The one from the alien planet.
Is it in Skydancer or this story?
In this story.
Okay.
The one that
before. Was it one of Daring Do's adventures?
No, in Agama. Not Agama, but no, in the desert.
The desert?
Yeah. When the master was with them.
Okay. Are you referring to the Symbite?
Yeah, the Symbite. Did he have a name?
The Symbite did not, but the host did.
Yeah, I don't think I care about the host. I care about the Symbite. That's why I didn't remember his name.
Yeah, it doesn't have a name. It's really being referred to by the species, and it's the name of that species is the corrupted version of symbiote.
Yeah. So would it be possible that the Symbite just eats the crystal and gains the knowledge from it?
Bit weird. Because it normally affects biological matter, which the crystals kind of are not. Then again, it might try to possess biological matter who also knows how to channel energy from the crystals and do it that way. Like if it infected Dr. Kelly, then maybe it would be able to get to the crystal. But accessing the crystal directly is a bit of a problem for it.
Yeah?
There's nothing there that can sustain it.
I mean, he didn't need to take over it, just eat it. But take it and eat it.
Maybe, but it's not exactly have the kind of stuff that would typically feed it. It needed something that's typically in the blood, which is probably iron.
I mean, there are milk crystals as well.
Yeah, because it's corrupted, the Symbite had a genetic deficiency that the other symbiotes lack.
And that's what it tries to get out of. That's the only weakness. It tries to get rid of.
Yeah, the symbiotes probably augment their hosts without directly trying to control them, but they're not forced to be needing to feed on blood either.
Yeah.
Or it probably don't have that aversion to sunlight as well.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Mirage would be able to learn Kung Fu from it. Even through the firewall. I mean, she was with the master for a long time.
Possibly. But then again, she may already know some forms of martial arts. And probably ones that specialize in what she can do.
Yeah, but we are still going into the... Yeah, but it's still better to learn different kinds as well. And you can mix and match them. To adapt. And she now probably knows everything that she might already did before.
I had written in another story, a changeling, friendly changeling in this case, explaining to someone else that in order to fly, a changeling would have to learn how to fly in each form that they take. Because the way a Pegasus flies versus the way a changeling flies is extremely different.
I mean, that's why the changeling had a problem.
Right. The changeling had the bug wings that flap really fast. And the dragons have kind of like skin-like wings.
Yeah.
That grip the air in a different way than a Pegasus would that has all the feathers. So if you are a race that can take all three forms, you would have to learn flying all over again in each form in order to master it.
I mean, I remember Spike trying to learn to fly. That's the pilot's way to fly, Tilly. They just fly differently.
So if a changeling wanted to learn how to fly in every possible form, that's like learning a different language.
Yeah. Also, you will have to try to learn how to speak in different forms as well.
Yeah.
Because they have different kind of mouths.
Yep.
Okay, but the need to stop just there. Said the doctor. That should benefit too. He says his hand as her. I suggest you try to limit yourself on your own first, though. You may have the knowledge and dying hand, but you don't have her money, and therefore you may lack her stamina too. I mean, that is one of the key training that Kung Fu trainers do. Stamina training. I mean, every martial art needs stamina training.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's true, I am medical analyzed in my system too. Critically informed. If I try to get stamina to pull off the moves that she did, I might start with a disadvantage at first. But I have the means to easily get up, and probably eventually surpass her. Yeah, I have cheats enabled. If so, great. Let's touch it. I'm not daring object to that either. She wants her allies to be strong. I know that is the case. This guy from the shots. Yeah, you asked her like 10 times. I was sure. I challenge her attached to this stone. It doesn't include any of her personal memories, but I have seen enough to get some profile of her personality. Yeah, I have literally written a 500-page contract with her that I am only to add this and this and this into the crystal, nothing else. It is a legally binding contract that we signed.
Imagine that. If you, as long as you have a channeling that stone, you might be able to learn how to write like Daring Do can too.
Yeah, but I do usually write with her wings.
Probably as much as three separate appendages: wings, hoofs, and mouth is what she has access to.
No, you wouldn't learn how to write like her because it is not added to the crystal. That part is definitely not added to the crystal. As a result, I am absolutely certain that is exactly what her hopes are in sharing his knowledge with her friends. She agrees that we are doing something important, and she wants to contribute to that as best as she can. That's why she left. Even if it's at a distance. The solution of suicide, as he goes for a spot, is an honor his best. Thank you, Daring Do. She will be taking you in return, not carry a shot. After all, she will be the mayor she became. Is worth for your private assistant. And she wouldn't have a place to live if you didn't destroy the Dark Star either.
Yeah.
Yet, another issue that is come for a circle. The settlement again, and to look by electrically. I've seen some positive patterns emerging here. I like it. Now, Halloween needs to come in here and steal those positive patterns. Because he needs it. Remember?
Yep.
By the way, speaking of full circles, that is another recently. The scary brings up. Do you remember the artifact that I mentioned this morning? The Karate Girl? Yes, it's a game. You know that it is a crystal with fresh generated printers when it is. The soul itself can also be used on my partner at the same time. Does that sound familiar? Yes. I am not playing Karate Girl. But still a lot. But I
Really?
know of it. And I kind of know the story.
You're missing a heck of a game, and it's really not even that long. And well, it can be longer if you deal with all the subplots and all the equipment and trying to grind for higher levels or something like that.
I mean, it is long if you consider how much time I have and how much games I have that I still haven't played yet.
Well, you beat multiple Persona games. Chrono Trigger has on average about 20 hours to beat it.
Yeah, but when I'm meeting the personal games, I was only playing them.
It's got some replay value. It's one of the earliest games to do that too, or has a New Game Plus, where you might carry over previous progress into future saves. And if you do that, you might be able to unlock different endings by beating the boss at different points of the story. And with different conditions attached behind it.
Yeah, that is my problem, that I am a achievement hunter, and I wouldn't be able to stop my 20 hours. I would be, for me it would be like 60 or 80 hours.
That game didn't have achievements at first, but I think some future remakes may have added them.
I mean, if it doesn't have achievements, I would want to watch all of the endings. Which I would probably just do it on YouTube then, by that point.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Very much so. Yes, that's agreed. In fact, that was when I gained the idea to deliver you all to Mother Crystal. The mechanic makes him off after that. Sure, of course. The only thing, most what I'm trying to say here is, could I mean the continuer in Auto Crystal that could actually tell them to this? I mean, it's funny how the crystals here are actually literally just hard drive at this point. So the Cortica could be actually the Cortica. Maybe it originally serves such a purpose too. My point is that crystal might be worth imitating someday, because we could be looking at a remnant of time zone technology. And once again, the one I have played is not Cortica. I have played this one, which is also a time traveling game. I mean, who would have guessed from the name, right? Well, this one doesn't.
I wonder if there's a chance one of those games inspired the other.
I mean, Temple is a lot later than Cortica. It is on the DS, so you can tell it later.
I know, but the ones who made it may have thought of the other game for inspiration.
Definitely.
Yeah, you were done with that paragraph.
Yeah. I thought so too. Again. And why I wasn't that mentioned that case time, it made in the back of my mind. The note to self kind of deal. It may be that case is time to understand someday. For now, I'm ready to see if we get more evidence that particular crystal is indeed MacGuffin. A MacGuffin? We'll need to figure that out someday.
Yeah. Basically a plot device.
Ah. For now, I will just wait and see. I mean, when you say MacGuffin, I imagine MacGyver's tool that he uses, he makes.
Okay.
It's a MacGuffin that he made. I mean, you might actually remember that series, right?
You're talking about MacGyver?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I'm aware of it.
Wait, they made a... Oh my god! They made a new series of it.
Now that I
In
didn't know.
2016. I didn't know that either. What I remember is this one. The old series.
Yep.
Great! Let's keep this momentum going in the meantime. But we can encourage it. To that end, I will show up the little Phil's natural constitution. Do you have any ideas how we can manage her sight problem? I mean, the fact that she cannot see at all. I mean, I have an idea.
Let's see your idea.
If I can find. There you go. There you go. I mean, that's our solution. And it's almost like what she does later on. But Melissa is whatever. Instead. That's what that's probably what. They come up with an idea. I mean, in a sense, that is even better than what to flood. Because it can locate flying objects as well.
Yeah, that's basically what Daredevil does.
Yeah? Much a higher scale. Or more precise scale. I mean, is it more precise? Yeah, I would say it's more precise because a toy screwdriver can make more wavelengths than a human ear.
Yeah, Daredevil has almost like super hearing, kind of similar to like Superman, but he actually does rely on his other senses too in order to help him cope with his environment. Like very good taste, very good smell.
Yeah. Suppose that it's a screwdriver and use it for something which causes to make a noise. A lightsaber. He imagined it kindly as he proclaimed, I think I have an idea. I mean, she is not made of wood.
Right?
I mean, it would drive me crazy if I would have to listen to a screwdriver all the time. Even if I don't hear it.
Maybe, but if you were in her situation, you might still consider it more of an asset.
I mean, yeah.
Because it deepens her perception more than it did before.
I mean, more than nothing, obviously.
Yeah.
And this is what they are making the not the glasses yet, but the prototype of her glasses.
So when the doctor first got the idea.
Is he giving her his own, or making a new one? I think he's making a new one, or does he already have a new one?
We definitely know he makes her a new one. In the story of My Little Detour, we mentioned the fact that he lost his sonic screwdriver for some reason, so he grabbed Vision's pair as a spare backup.
Yeah. But yeah, we have established that it is a fixed timeline that we are, and Vision has passed the test, definitely. That she can survive being near the crystal. Inside the first one, obviously.
Yeah, she may be uniquely qualified in order to handle that much extra energy, but that doesn't mean she can handle every danger to that degree.
I mean, her body wouldn't be able to handle the outside. The first one, the other.
It's kind of like the Joker being immune to Joker toxin, but that doesn't mean he's immune to every other poison. I do suspect he's more resistant to most poisons, though, because of what infected him and what caused him to be mad like that. That kind of toxin's just constantly in his system. And it does affect him beyond just becoming a little more mad. It does seem to make him tougher, too.
Yeah. I think he is not immune to the Joker toxin either. He is resistant. That's the difference, but there is a limit to.
Anyway, yeah. Some of Vision's advantages is pretty unique and specific.
Yeah.
And a lot can come out of it, but there's not a broad scale thing to it.
But now she will be able to see. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of training. And also her
actually
Fu as well.
Click next on the checker and just read the title.
Training. It's a training arc. There's
gotta have a montage. Montage.
I mean, for all we know, if you want, we can do it in this only as well.
If you do it, what?
We can do it this only. If you want. But tomorrow's reading as well.
Are you talking about the same day but a few hours earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, until the 6th, I mean, for a week, we can do everything earlier. Because nobody's home.
How much earlier? What should I set my time for?
I mean, when did we start today? I mean, 2 hours earlier than usual is gonna be right. And that's good for you.
Today, in my time, you started about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll run that.
Should I expect the same thing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
What time is it now?
10:05.
Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow we are continuing Hunter of Justice, and the day after we are continuing this returning arc, which might be actually longer. It's kind of longer, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a longer chapter, but if you manage to finish it, you finish the entire arc.
Ah. So yeah, for a week we are doing everything 2 hours earlier. Then also while we are going back. But yeah. And also we are not having stop between them because I'm home. So there's gonna be same until the 5th of the day. If nothing happens. Because it can happen that I have a fever, there's no power, there's no internet, there's something, who knows. But that is the plan. So yeah, see you tomorrow with there's some more question marks going around. Thank you everyone for being here. And see you next time with Hot Side of Justice. Bye bye.
Bye.